Hey designers, and welcome to Real Talk with the Roses. You ready to answer some more questions?
Certainly.
All right, you asked and we're about to answer, so stick around. All right, you guys, we are ready for another Real Talk. I don't think we've done one since before Orlando.
Nope.
Because last week we actually did the husband tag.
Yes.
Yeah, instead of a Real Talk, we did the husband tag. That was fun. You guys seem to enjoy that one pretty good. And another thing they want is for us to do more taste tests.
Cool.
They like the taste test we did with the chocolate.
I aced the challenge.
Yeah, you did. So I think we're going to do some more of those. We've talked about it.
Yep.
And I think we have some fun ones in the works for you, so you guys stay tuned to that. But this week is a Real Talk video, and on one of the last videos, the question that came in, well, not necessarily a question, but a comment, they want us to talk about life in Florida, what it's like being here, how long we've been here, do we like it here, and all that other kind of stuff. So let's talk Florida, baby.
It's hot.
Yeah, it is hot. It's even hot in the winter.
And that's right.
But this has been extremely unusually hot this year.
It's been mild, but it's hot in the summer.
It is hot in the summer, but this has been a hot winter. We usually have 3 or 4 freezes a year, and this year maybe one. I think we've only had one. It's been a matter of fact, last week was in the 80s. And that's hot for winter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's mild for the rest of the year, but that's hot for winter. So, how long have you been here? That's part of the question.
Since 1977.
All right, and where did you come here from?
All over. My dad was in the military, so we kind of were all over the place.
Yeah, your dad was in the Navy.
But we came from Virginia.
Yeah, and what did y'all come here for? Because we obviously don't have a base near us.
He was assigned to be the recruiter in the local office.
Okay, so you guys came here for your dad's job, and
Yep.
then he retired while you guys were here.
Yep.
You lost your mom not too long after you guys moved here, a couple years.
3 years.
Yeah, so then he just stayed.
Yep.
Yeah, so you've been here ever since. So how old would that have made you in 1977? 9? Around 9 years old when you guys came?
Actually, I think I was 8 because I didn't have my birthday yet.
Yeah, 8, 9 years old, almost 9. And so I think you're now 48. 2 years away from half a century. So I would think if you came here around 9 years old and you're now 48 years old, you may as well call yourself a Floridian.
More or less.
Yeah, you're not native to here, but you've been here long enough.
Yep.
Yeah, so do you like living in Florida?
I love it.
Can you think of any other state where you would want to live?
Actually, when we lived in Virginia, that was very nice. Because you actually had the seasons. You had a winter with a little bit of snow, but it wasn't miserable like in Michigan when we lived up there. That was miserable.
Yeah, so tell them where all that you have lived.
South Carolina, Michigan, Virginia, and here.
All right, so
In those order.
Yeah, so pretty much
Yeah,
still
right
all
now.
on the East Coast,
Yes.
pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, so
And you was born and raised.
I was born and raised right here. I'm a Florida girl through and through. I am a native,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes the natives get restless.
Yeah.
But no, let's get back to you before we get to me. You might want to go back to Virginia.
It was just nice.
Yeah. So if you had to leave Florida, is that where you would want to go? Have you ever thought seriously about leaving Florida? On a permanent basis. I'm not talking about an escape.
I thought about it like when we retired.
About leaving permanently? Like never coming back?
Yep.
And going where?
I don't know. Far away.
The only thing I remember we've talked about that is we talked about either getting motorcycles or a motorhome and just travel in the U.S. but never really relocating our home base.
It'd just be nice to be able to explore.
Yeah. Yeah, but you got to have a place to call home.
Yeah.
Maybe. Depends on how fun exploring is.
Home is where the heart is.
Oh, home is where the heart is, that's for sure. All right, yes, and like he said, I was born right here in Florida. I've only lived outside of the state for about 9 months. We lived up in a town called Martinez, Georgia, which is right outside of Augusta. A lot of you guys will be familiar with Augusta because of the Masters Golf Tournament. It's there. There's also an Army base there. Fort Gordon is there in Augusta. So some of you may have heard of that. Martinez was a little town, I don't know, probably about 10, 15 minutes right outside of there. So a metropolis compared to this place.
I've never been, I don't know.
But here in Florida, I've lived in Jacksonville, I've lived in Palatka, I've lived in a little town called Yulee, I lived in Fernandina Beach, and then I also lived here in Interlachen. My dad was a preacher, so we also moved about every 3 years whenever I was growing up. How often do you think you guys moved before y'all settled here?
About the same.
Yeah, probably about the same. So there's ups and downs with that. Did you like moving a lot when you were little?
No.
You didn't? I didn't really either, because it's like every time you would just get settled with your friends, you were ripped apart.
Yeah.
Now you had to make new friends.
New schools.
New school.
New teachers.
Yes, all that. And it just, that I didn't like that, because I may seem very extroverted, and I'm probably more extroverted now that I'm older. Would you say I'm extroverted or introverted?
Extro.
I probably am a little more now that I'm older, but whenever I was young, no, I wasn't. And I didn't make friends very easily at all. Matter of fact, when we first came here, you thought I was a snot.
Hot snot.
A hot snot. If you guys watched the video last week, yeah, you thought I was a hot snot, but you did think I was awful snooty because I just didn't talk whenever we were first new to a place. Like, it took me a while to adjust. I hated that. I really did. That was not fun moving around. Now that I'm older and I look back, I value it a lot because we have met so many people in so many different places, and you just have friends kind of spread throughout, and that's cool now that you're older. Do you think?
That was 40 years ago.
Yeah,
So.
that was a long time ago for you. So anyway, but other than that, I've been right here in Florida, and I really would not want to live anywhere else. I want to travel the country because I would love to see like the Grand Canyon, Mount Rushmore, Yellowstone. I would love to see the big trees in California. What is that forest called where you go see them big redwood trees?
I don't remember.
I can't remember either, but I would love to see the California beaches.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've always heard about those West Coast beaches, so I would love to go visit that because I love the beach. And I would like to travel. We've been all the way up the East Coast. We've seen every state all the way up to Maine.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've explored around there, but we have never been furthest west, if you want to consider that, was when you guys did live in Michigan.
I've been to Alabama.
Oh yeah, you've been to Alabama, because we have been to Alabama all together. We just ate at Foley, Alabama at her graduation.
Yeah.
So we have, but that's not really west to me. That's still barely crossing the Florida line. How you've never been out west?
Nope.
No, you never really had a desire to.
Nope.
And I have a huge, matter of fact, we may be getting to go to Anaheim this summer, depending on how Fine Arts goes with the kids, because the national competition this year is in Anaheim, California. And so if Bub makes the national invitation, Kristen's graduated, she can compete this year on the college level. I'm trying to talk her into it.
Yep.
Not sure if she will or if she won't, but we're sure Bub will probably get that national invitation. So California, here we come.
We'll see.
That'd be fun. That would be a lot of fun. All right, so what do you think overall about living in Florida? These good folks want to know. Not a lot of them are from here.
It's hot.
There's no other word you can use to describe this locale.
I personally like it. I would rather be hot than cold. So growing up living in the winter in Michigan, I would never want to live back in that during the winter months. I'd rather deal with the heat and the humidity than to deal with that. So the beaches are awesome. You know, you're close to Orlando with all kinds of stuff to do there. You've got both the West and the East Coast beaches. So you've got the Florida Keys. It's the best of everything.
Yeah, it really is. It's like paradise this side of heaven, in my opinion. These folks already know I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. I think that was on a recent Q&A or a recent Cocoa and Cookies. I'm not real sure. Someone had asked me that if I could live anywhere else, where would it be? But I really would not want to leave here. I wouldn't. Now, I know that could change as the kids get older, and depending on what they end up doing with their lives and where they may relocate or whatever. Mom might want to follow along, be at least somewhat close. I don't know, but as of right now, I would not want to live anywhere else. I love it because I don't do good in climates where it's dreary and dark and gray. I am a sunshiny girl, and you got plenty of that here. Even during the summer when we have all the thunderstorms, they roll in for maybe a couple hours tops, and then they're out of here, but usually 15-20 minutes and the sun's back out. Yeah. It's like when you're in the pool, don't take your bathing suit off if the storm rolls in, because wait it out in about half an hour, it'll be sunny again and you can get right back in that pool. We've done that many times.
You might want to rephrase that.
Why?
Because you said when you're in the pool, you might not want to take your bathing suit off.
I meant, okay, I meant when the storms come in and you get out from being in the pool. That you might not want to take your bathing suit off right away, because wait it out and the sun will be back out. Is that clear now?
Yep. Either the sun or the moon, one or the other.
Oh my goodness, but yeah, I love it here. So I know you guys were curious. That was the question that came in last time. Not a lot of other questions had come in last time. So if you have something that you want to know about from us before we just pick a topic on our own, comment it down below, because we love to answer you guys' questions, or topic matters if you have a topic that you want us to discuss. But that was one of the things that you guys were curious about. I think they were more curious about you because they've kind of heard from me before. So not a native Floridian, but long enough that you can be called a Floridian.
I think so.
Yeah. So before we close it out, any cons about living here?
It's hot. Humidity and mosquitoes.
Oh, the mosquitoes. Definitely a big con.
But
yeah.
Those kind of fluctuate. So some seasons they're bad, and some seasons you don't even know they're around.
Because it all depends really on the winter we've had.
Right.
Because if we've had a winter where we have several days back to back of freezing temperatures, it'll kill the eggs and it'll kill off the larvae, and then we won't have a bad summer. But this year, we haven't had hardly one day of freezing that I can remember.
That and standing water.
Yeah, and we live near the marsh pretty much, so it's usually pretty bad right here around the house. But matter of fact, I got bit last week standing on the porch, and then you said at one of the ball games. Yeah. I don't really remember that, but yeah, do you remember where that was?
Was it in Gainesville?
I don't remember.
I think so.
So obviously, it's probably going to be a pretty bad summer, because if they're still out in February, that means they have not been killed off. And they're already out rebreeding. So, not looking forward to that. We need to pray for a miracle. Maybe a couple days of freezing next week. Then it can move on out. And
maybe they've been around the pool with their suits off.
Maybe they have. I don't know. Oh my goodness. I can't think of any other con. The heat can get to you, but I don't really know if I would consider that a con, because like you, I would rather be down here where it's hot than be up there where it's cold, where you just don't seem to be able to get warm, because at least here we can jump in the ocean or jump in a pool or jump in a lake, and there are ways to cool off. So I don't think I have any cons here besides the bugs. Big old roaches.
Yeah.
I don't know, do other parts of the country have big roaches?
Oh yeah.
As big as we have?
Oh yeah.
They do?
Texas.
Well, maybe everything's bigger in Texas. So, I don't know. You let us know. Comment down below where you are. Do you have big old cockroaches, big old varmints and critters? I don't know. Those are the two things that I probably hate the most. But other than that, I love it here. I do. I don't plan to leave and go anywhere after you retire. Obviously, you've had some thoughts about leaving, but I say we just travel a while, and, who knows? If we got one of them mobile home things you can take with you, we just don't even have to put roots anywhere.
That's right.
Just keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Who knows? All right, so any final words you have on being in Floridian?
It's hot.
Yes, it is hot, but do you love it?
I love it.
And I love it too. I have no plans to go anywhere else. Sounds like you may have a few plans after retirement.
Maybe just travel.
Yeah, let's just travel for a while. Who knows? We may find some place we actually do like better, some place we've never visited.
A remote island.
Now that would be the place to go.
Yep.
And with that, we're going to leave it with you. I want to thank all of you so very much for tuning in to Real Talk with the Roses. Remember, you were created for purpose, so
Go be all you can be.
all right, we'll see you soon in the next video.